A bit more.
You can't really turn these.
Pointed. If you loosen.
So much air.
Jack brought it up because I brought it up to him like I don't know, like a few years ago, maybe like 5 or so years ago. Our friend Abby, you remember Abby?
Which one?
The W.
W.
Abby W.
Okay, that's
That's
still pretty
shorter Abby.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hey, do you want to know something funny?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Here's this picture of Tom Cruise. Do you see his teeth?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Look at his teeth. His top row of teeth are shifted."
We'll show it on screen.
And his left tooth, or depending on which way you look at it. So like if you're facing me, his right tooth is shifted in line with his nose.
Yeah.
If you look at a picture, now I'm gonna ruin every single Tom Cruise.
God was
movie
taking out
with
some
you.
aggression when he made Tom Cruise.
He made him perfect everywhere else and said, "Fuck you! I'm gonna make you short and have teeth that are shifted."
Anyway, speaking of fucked up teeth, welcome back to MediaMix.
Yeah, anyways, we're here to talk about a movie, not the actor's messed up teeth.
I don't care how.
This is super relevant,
bro.
Jack. I don't think you understand. If you Google Tom Cruise, it goes like Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise Top Gun, Tom Cruise teeth.
No, I think it's more like Tom Cruise Top Gun, then Tom Cruise Mission Impossible.
Oh, I forgot Scientology was somewhere up there. Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna keep on name dropping Scientology, and then we're gonna get attacked by the Scientologists.
And then, hey, Abigail Connolly was in this movie.
Her name is Pamela Connolly.
Emily,
now I have to pull up
Emily
the
Connolly.
Now I have to pull up the
Rebecca
darn
Connolly.
the gosh darn IMDb.
Anyway, we'll keep naming. We'll keep trying names until it's safe. So yeah, we're doing Top Gun.
Top
Maverick.
Did anyone else think, like, during that scene where he was standing next to the woman, that he might have been standing on a box?
100%.
Yeah, he was.
100%.
Why are we just clowning on Tom Cruise
I'm sorry.
now, bro?
Yeah, I know. Honestly,
Talking about the movie?
honestly,
It's Jennifer Connolly. Sorry.
I think I got it right
like
the first
that,
time.
that had to take the cake for worst fucking intro ever. I mean, honestly, like.
What do you mean?
Worst
Why
intro?
do you
Intro-
say
no,
that
no,
like that
intro-
was the greatest intro ever?
Intro is in what?
I'm Nick.
Him flying
camera's
the
not on
super
me.
cool, like...
I'm Nick.
No,
This
not
is-
in the movie, for the podcast.
Oh!
Oh, like no.
Yeah, no, that was fucking awful.
Anyway,
That's
we're in the middle of the
horrible.
podcast right now.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
No, we're not.
We're in the middle
No,
of the
we're not.
podcast
Do
right now.
an intro.
Can we actually start one?
Let's introduce ourselves.
We're not having. You've done like the past 17
Yeah, I'm
intros.
doing this. I'm
I'm
doing
funny.
this.
You go, hey, I'm gonna
You're
do.
funny.
I'm gonna do the intro, and it's like a slow zoom on your nose, and you're like, "Hello, everyone. I'm serenading you by lightly tickling your balls," and then they're like, "Ooh."
Listen. I'm the one trying to start. You guys are just delaying me.
We're like
Anyways,
daytime. We're like nighttime
Jack, introduce
TV.
yourself.
You know what? I'm gonna start with an intro, okay? Nick, I have a thing for you. This is a question I asked you earlier, and you never answered me.
Uh-huh.
What's worse than a tornado?
I don't know, Jack.
You don't know what's worse than a tornado?
What's worse than a tornado?
A titty twister. And welcome back to MediaMix.
Hi.
God.
You hit the camera. God. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that far off. It just has to be. No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I just have like an impeccable amount of space next to me. Turn it. Oh, a little bit more. Just a smidge more. That's perfect. Almost perfect framing.
Perfect.
I should. Zach should be shorter because we should be the same height.
Lower your chairs.
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
We said welcome back to MediaMix several times.
Can we get a couch?
Shut up! For the final
we go talk about the movie?
time,
Yes.
introduce you guys!
Okay. Jack,
That was a whiplash.
introduce yourself.
Thanks, Nick. I'm Jack.
I'm Nick.
I'm
The
Nick.
funny one. I'm just kidding.
And I'm speechless. And with that, welcome back to MediaMix.
We already said
the
that.
podcast where we do movies, TV shows, and the rest. Today we are doing Top Gun Maverick. We just came from the theater. We just watched it, so it's fresh in all of our minds. No, I guess we're gonna do like what? No spoiler review, kind of for the first 5 minutes or whatever.
First, like, not 5.
Everyone has a minute to
Like
ogle.
whatever.
Everyone has a minute to ogle. We'll go around the room. Everyone says whether they like the movie or not, and then they talk about it, and then we move on. Zach, go.
Me? Okay. I really enjoyed this movie. Without giving too much away, obviously. I definitely tell people to go give it a watch. What are you laughing at?
No, just
He's looking at the
Just-
teeth. He's looking at the teeth.
Okay.
no. That's not not at all what I'm looking at. So really quick before we go on ahead, one of the main characters, the guy who plays as Hangman,
Yeah.
I just pulled him up on IMDb because I was like, he looks familiar. Apparently,
Oh no.
he was in the titular, not titular. He was in the All Amazing TV series. You see that?
Paw Patrol.
Damn.
He was in All
He's the
Hail.
goat.
He was in All Hail King Julian. That one Nickelodeon show that was on like 8 years ago.
Wow, he looks
that was
familiar.
not a
He must
show.
be like that
No.
one lemur from that one show.
That was a great show.
No, he didn't look familiar, but I just like pulled it. You would never know.
All right,
who
Zach,
but
continue
anyway,
your
go ahead.
little spoiler-free thing without further
You
interruption.
wasted 2 minutes. on that.
Obviously now, if you watch this movie, you get to see some guy that was in All Hail King Julian. So that's a pretty good
That's
plus, I
something.
guess. You don't know King Julian is from Madagascar. Anyways,
He's also my dad.
yeah, okay, you wish.
Go ahead, please.
I thought this was a great sequel to Top Gun. I think it's a must watch.
I had an enjoyable time watching it.
Yeah, I don't have really much to say about it. I mean, the stunts were really cool. Obviously, a lot of them were real.
Right.
I think all of them were real,
I honestly
and
I
they
couldn't
actually
tell
got the
either way.
actors. They got the actors to learn how to fly them.
That one guy when we were
They-
watching the trailer for Mission Impossible, and he just goes, "He didn't do that."
All right, we gotta wrap this up.
That's-
Schneider, what did you think?
I thought it was good. I can get more into it. Anything
Okay,
I want to
fine.
say about the movie spoils it.
I thought it was good. I didn't see the first Top Gun, so I was going this as a newbie.
Oh, you didn't?
Everyone was clapping and stuff when I was like, "Why are you clapping?"
Dude, this is like the Avengers Endgame of
Top Gun.
70-year-olds. So
Okay. I
But,
mean,
but anyway,
I don't mean to be
regardless,
rude. I mean, it's
regardless,
just true.
I had a blast watching it. I really did. I
Yeah.
thought it was really good.
It was
very
fun.
action-packed. It was awesome. I loved the action of it. It was freaking.
The
it was,
action.
yeah, it was so cool.
Paction Braction.
And
I
even
thought
if
it
you
was-
have a thing against like
can
Tom
be as much as your
Cruise,
mouth.
Is it
I'd still,
Yeah,
say give
it
it
was
a
a great
watch.
movie.
It was a
It's-
cute movie.
is
So
worth
cute.
She's
Rebecca
just saying that
Connelly is just so
because
cute.
of the fucking, because of the because of the beach scene.
Well,
She's
that
just
was
saying.
fine.
Exactly, dude.
But
I'm
saying
telling
this
you,
was a cute movie.
it's a fucking shonen anime.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah.
It's a live action
Okay.
shonen.
Yeah, I think we all agree that.
I think it's worth watching.
yeah, in theaters
I don't
too.
know why, but I'm just so amazed that I'm hearing Nick sit here and say that a movie is worth watching, yet alone a movie with Tom Cruise in it
What do you
that
mean?
he doesn't like.
Tom
I
Cruise is
didn't hate it.
idol.
I don't know. I think I liked him as Iron Man better.
Superior Iron Man.
Yeah.
What a tragedy we never got to see him.
Sorry,
All right,
I'm
so-
I'm on my. I'm gonna put. No, it's whatever.
So
I was
now-
just looking at actors.
Now
Go
we're
ahead.
gonna.
Now we're in the spoiler section.
Yeah, we're gonna veer away
of
from
the
the
movie.
non-spoiler section.
We haven't
all say
watched
go
the
watch
movie
it.
yet.
Can I talk?
No.
Why you guys are just like I like turned on 2 car radios, and then like
really
the
did.
person. But you're like.
This one wouldn't shut it.
You're like,
Sorry,
but
fine,
like you're like a
fine.
Nissan Sentra because the other person's just like blasting it loud, and you just hear the subwoofers give out, and they're just shaking, and they're like,
So, anyways, guys.
yeah.
Pretty much. So, yeah, we're getting to the realm of spoilers. We're gonna talk everything about this movie, what our favorite scenes were, the opening. Let's start with the opening. Opening was awesome.
Yeah.
Opening was freaking awesome.
So I just say before you say anything, if you wanna, if you haven't seen the movie yet, give the video a like. You do all that fun stuff. Maybe you save
And
it,
then
come back. You go watch the movie, come back later, see what we have to say about it. Without
Stroke.
I didn't do anything. I just moved the mic slightly.
What did you edit in there?
And we're back from the Shadow Realm.
We had to censor that part of the video. Random penis appeared on screen. Sorry.
Why would I censor something that I'm putting in?
That's what she said.
I'm like,
it's up to the audience to find out whose it was. Anyways, you can start us off with whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, basically, I don't know. We get to see the iconic motorcycle. That was the motorcycle from the first movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the iconic motorcycle from the first movie getting unveiled. Tom Cruise flying down the road in it, and then we're already in the dirt, basically, where he gets to his little facility, and they're like, "All right, we're shutting you down." And then he's like, "Okay, I got to pull off this really cool stunt to make sure that we don't lose our jobs and lose our division. And I don't get kicked out of the military for the 15th millionth time, apparently."
yeah.
And then he goes in this supersonic aircraft that they've been inventing, and basically the goal of it is to hit
Blackbird.
Yeah, the Blackbird. Is it a Blackbird?
I think that's
It's
what
not.
they called it.
No, the Blackbird looks cool.
I thought they called it.
It looks like a
Blackbird.
Blackbird somewhat.
It is not.
But it's
It
not.
is not. It is not a. It
You
is.
looked up Blackbird.
There's
Pictures of blackbirds.
But it is not. It is not.
Yeah, there
It's
was
not
one
a.
picture.
It is not an SR-71. It is not. I was looking it up to get the. I forgot the specific name.
But yeah, it's a really cool jet, and they have to hit Mach 10 to basically impress the general or whatever who wants to scrap the whole program because they didn't hit Mach 10 yet.
Was that real?
What is what?
The scene where the plane goes overhead and there's like a boom. And
Like a sonic boom?
Yeah.
Yeah, sonic booms are real.
No.
Fuck off, asshole.
He doesn't mean. It doesn't mean if the sonic.
Actually, was that real?
There's one of two ways that they did it.
Was
They
that
either
a stunt or no?
Was it a stunt or no?
there's one of two ways they did it. They
Ask Tom.
probably could have had a real jet and then just took the jet off and then go. And then they could have also done a shot where they take like a big ass fan and then like do the same thing but just have a big ass compression.
Oh,
I don't. He would have. There's no way that
definitely flown away.
that general would have not been standing up. He would have been knocked back.
Yeah.
Even though if you were like, he's a hard. No, he's like 70 and he would have been.
Yeah, the
obliterated.
roof gets blown off.
Yeah, the roof gets blown off, but he doesn't even.
But
like,
he
back
just
up
does.
a
Yeah, he
bit.
didn't budge.
You know, he would have gotten.
But-
like,
I mean, I
smacked
get
to the
it. I
ground.
get it.
Also,
It's
rip
dramatization.
Rip his
like,
ears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Rip that guy's ears.
he's lost his hearing.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
much.
sure his ears.
That scene where they're like when they're in like the computer room and he's like, "You want a coffee?" You should have been like, "What? What did you say?
Oh yes.
I can't fucking hear anymore."
Yeah, but I don't.
Now, do we know if that was the general from the first movie too? They brought back?
I'm
mainly looking at
I don't
Zach.
remember.
'Cause I watched this maybe like.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't. I
Thanksgiving.
was going to rewatch it because I know the first one's on Netflix right now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, but I didn't
watch that later.
I never got a chance.
It's a good
to.
watch. You'll like it.
You both watched. You both watched Top Gun, and me and
Now,
Nick
I-
never
I'm-
watched the first Top Gun.
You guys would like it.
So
it's a very
we're
good
the
movie.
only two who've seen it.
So
Yeah.
we got some diversity.
So
at
I'm
the table.
curious to hear. Like,
Does this one live up to the first one?
I was gonna even say, is this one better than the first one?
I think
it is.
I see. The thing is, I haven't seen it, so I can't say that it is better or worse.
Yeah, what have you
than,
been jumping in
than the
for?
last
You
one.
haven't seen
Well,
it.
no. But I can say this because the entire time, because
Well, there was this one scene in Tenet.
no, because the first one was made in 1986.
Yeah.
So it has, any movie from the 80s that has that 80s charm. They all have the same formula. Like the intros, most of the time they don't have any people, or it's like random things that are just kind of happening. It's not like
All right.
more modern movies usually they start off and they ease you into it but with 80s movies it was kind of just like random shots of like scenic or whatever. You know what I mean.
They throw you right in.
But this had the same thing. Like they show, they show it over. You've got Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone, and you're playing that in the background, which if they didn't play that, I don't think the movie would have gotten the rating it did. But it has a good formula. There are cheesy parts, but like it's supposed to be a follow-up to Top Gun.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have worked if it was like a Logan situation where like all the other ones were okay and then they made Logan super gritty.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's definitely like there's a lot of it was a great continuation, which is where like a lot of sequels kind of fail. You know, it's like they made the sequel just to make money.
But this one was good.
But yeah, it's like this one actually had a good continuation, and it's like it closed off a lot of things.
It was set up properly.
Yeah.
It was executed well, and it kind of closed it off to where there's probably not going to be any more movies, which there shouldn't be.
Yeah, I
That
doubt
should be
it.
it.
I think
That was a good.
I don't think Tom Cruise would want to make any more.
No, that was a good.
I can't wait for them to make it the next Fast and Furious.
I mean,
Are
like,
they actually making another Fast and Furious?
Yes, we've been over
they
They're
are.
gonna make Fast and Furious till the end of time.
Oh God!
80 years old.
You haven't realized this yet?
Oh God!
Fast and Furious is going to outlive
That's what I
us.
was thinking of. Because they showed.
I'm sorry, I distracted us from the topic.
Yeah, can we like finish?
I wanted to ask you guys.
No.
It is top- Shut the fuck up.
Let
He's
us
asking.
finish.
He's asking a legitimate.
I'm asking a legitimate
sorry.
We haven't
question.
even finished the first question. Is
I
it
thought you
better
guys
than the
did.
first one? No.
You guys literally said
No, he didn't. Because I
don't
jutted
know.
in
Everybody's
and
been
started.
jumping in.
fucking answer
Vicky,
the
what do you
question,
gotta
then,
say?
damn it.
I.
You got something to say?
I've only.
She hasn't
no.
seen the older
I've only
movie.
seen half of the old one.
Think you gonna jump in now too?
Well, I mean, I just figured everyone wanted a chance to speak.
That's
I've-
why I'm back here.
I've spoken.
Okay.
What are you,
Does it
a
live
free
up to the
speech
hype?
advocate?
No,
Does it
I'm
live
just-
to the
I'm
hype?
just
Of course
the
it lives
father.
up to the hype. Is it better? I can't say that because they're two completely different movies.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
That-
I
that's
mean,
the-
one
that is-
one just has, you know, one's just like is the original, and sometimes you
there's-
just like
yeah.
can't beat the nostalgia.
They're both great in their own
But-
way.
Yeah, I personally
You can't
think
choose
this one's
favorites
better.
between your children.
I'm pretty
Sure,
sure.
you can.
I'm pretty sure the people behind us were in the military.
You think?
I don't know.
Have
I
you
think-
watched the preview of like
He
this
didn't
movie?
do that stunt for real. Yeah, he did.
Well, okay.
Well, like before, when I was going to see a different movie, I forgot what movie it was. I think it was the Harry Potter one,
Mm-hmm.
the Fantastic Beasts movie.
Yeah.
There was a preview for this movie for Top Gun Maverick that played before the movie started, obviously, and it was a long one where it wasn't just like a normal ad for it. It was like all the actors kind of talking about it and what went into like filming it and stuff.
really?
I thought it was really cool. Tom Cruise talked for a bit, and so did some of the other actors, but it really showed how like you guys didn't see this?
no.
Oh,
never got to see that
damn.
one.
It was actually really cool. It made me want to see this movie more than like the ad did.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about how like, you know, the actors actually trained to they went through all this training and they went through like learning how to fly them, and so the shots where they're up in the sky, I mean, are real.
Yeah.
So they're actually like in there flying them. I mean, obviously, most of the shots where it's like they're doing tricks and stuff obviously aren't them.
I think the only
But-
scene where they had to actually, there's maybe a few, but you can tell like some of them they're getting legitimate G-force. So unless they're putting them in a, because that would be the only way. You would have to put them in a simulator, a G-force simulator, and spin them behind a green screen or in front of a green screen. That's the only way that you'd be able to get those. But I think the only time, besides the obvious missiles, I don't think they're going to just be like, oh, fire $4 million missiles just for whatevs. But I think the only
Look at the movie
scene,
budget.
yeah, the only scene where I could legitimately think that like they needed to put something in as far as flying goes was the bridge, where they fly in the bridge or in between the bridge. They would never do that in real life.
Oh, hey, this is Tom Cruise. We're
No,
talking about.
that is like an
The man
extremely.
who held onto the side of a friggin' aircraft carrier.
The man is protected by
You can-
Scientology.
Yeah, he hung off the side of an aircraft carrier, but he was attached on to the side of the plane that he was hanging off of. Like Tom Cruise does a lot of stunts, but there's a lot of safety things that like they have to do that they will prevent him from doing. They're not going to allow him to fly in between a bridge because you could die.
Well, that's
I mean,
what
you could
I
die
mean. So
flying,
most
yeah.
of the shots where they're doing tricks and stuff is obviously professional pilots, but like the shots where it's showing them in the cockpit is really them flying, like flying around and actually, you know, doing stuff. So they talked about how it was hard to try and like you have to act in that scene while we were flying a plane. That must have been so hard to learn. So I got to give him credit for that. I mean, the amount of just like stuff that they had to do just before even starting this movie had to have been tough.
Oh no, I agree.
So I think it makes it just that much more enjoyable.
No, I definitely agree.
I don't think they feel ejected out of a jet though.
Yeah, 'cause were you saying you can only do that like twice?
You can only do that twice in your life because it compresses your spine like an inch or a half an inch.
You should like lose an inch off your height or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that's why the pilots that had to eject. That's why they were sent immediately to the hospital, even though they ejected and didn't hit anything. You're sent immediately to an emergency room because your spine basically just shrinks.
Then, how come Tom Cruise and Whiplash Boy didn't have to go to the hospital?
Because they were in the middle of nowhere.
How are they okay though?
It's not like you're not okay.
I mean, you're fine enough, but
I'm sure they want to
Tom
send you there.
Cruise was fucking in Mission Impossible sprinting.
No, I'm sure they'd send you there because they want to make sure. I'm sure like
they have to make sure you're okay.
Yeah,
like
it's just-
obviously, your adrenaline will be running for an extensive amount of time in a survival situation, but like, I'm not thinking about it, so it means that
Yeah,
That's
we're not
extremely-
doctors.
I don't
Maybe
know.
also want to
Whatever.
just go join the Navy. and be
That's-
a pilot
Alex
after
didn't want me to
watching
watch
I'll
this
tell you
movie
what I
because of
want to
that.
join.
Because
I
I
want to join Scientology.
Nick, why are you saying it
Dude,
halfway through
stop.
the freaking video?
I'm sorry, I'm just joking.
You're playing with fire.
God.
What? I'm just saying.
Just
Colt's
saying.
name.
It's like me.
Colt's name.
It's like me running. You know
Why
what?
are you calling it a cult?
Because it is. What else do you call it?
I don't know.
An organization. Just say an organization.
Guys, let me just clear things up.
You guys
Because
just want to get like.
obviously I'm totally serious, right?
Okay, I will say one out of the is. Do you really think 1 out of the 23 people watching this are going to be into Scientology and have enough power to send this our way? Like, I mean, I have to be completely.
Who
honest.
knows?
I don't know. That fucking Garfunkel the third man. That,
Yeah, he's a little suspicious.
You know,
What were we
No,
even
the
talking about? Yeah, joining the
Scientology.
freaking does this movie make you want to join the freaking like Air Force? or,
No,
like,
it
the
seems too
Navy?
hard.
Seems too hard.
No.
I would.
This
Half of
movie
this
put me under
generation.
so much
It-
like pressure and anxiety because I was like,
If I had nothing,
Oh my God.
like if I was
that's
legitimately,
good.
like, I have 2 friends and I have nothing else and I have no other ambitions, I'd go do this. I'd go fly jets.
exactly.
down.
I have too much at stake.
Makes me still want
I
to.
have this podcast,
lose your social security card again.
my
You
social
won't.
security.
I mean, it was a fun movie.
Do you
But
think-
I think the reason now this is a thought that I had because I had to think about this. Although yes, I'm not a Marvel person as much as I used to be, but if I go into a movie, I don't watch trailers for a reason. But I enjoy previews at a movie because most of the time they're kind of cool. Because sometimes the ones they play, like when I think the first or second trailer that a production agency will release, or not a production agency, a studio will release, like for the first ones, they're always good because they always have the least amount of information but still pull you in. But then like when you get Despicable Me 3 level, where it's just like, oh, let's show everyone and literally everything from the movie in like a 5-minute trailer.
What was that one movie that was? It was I can't remember, but
Where they
there-
showed. Oh,
it was
is it Pastor Stu?
Yes, yes.
They showed literally
they showed
show
the
the whole movie.
movie.
You know what happens. It literally shows
It
him
shows-
dying. That's
Showed
good.
the beginning.
It's like, what do you mean?
Dying, him coming back
Zach,
to life.
obviously him
then
dying
becoming
has
a
no
pastor.
significance in the movie, otherwise they wouldn't have shown it.
It shows.
It's him.
everything.
The whole movie's him.
I don't need to watch the movie now. I
It
know
is-
the,
it's
I know
literally-
the
Who's
premise.
It's-
Stu anyway?
It's literally if it's a 90-minute movie and it's a 2-minute trailer, which most of the time they are, that's 2% of the movie. It's 2.22% of the movie.
yeah,
Oh,
you know
math
what- you know
pathologist
what could
stuff.
happen.
But what
He
I'm
could
saying
come
is
back to
like,
life. God
that's-
could just revive him.
That is 2%. And if the movies are like, if it used to be like how short movies used to be, which was like an hour and a half, that's, or not an hour and a half, an hour, like that's even more of the movie.
Yeah.
Stop showing trailers that are long. It's stupid.
I will admit, like, Like the one trailer they played for the new Jurassic World movie, the one they just played like in the theater, I think it was starting to show too much.
I mean,
because
that's what they always do. It's just
well, it's like that's
I
like
thought
the
it didn't.
third or fourth one because the movie's almost out.
if you were to compile like every single trailer that comes out for a movie, I bet you can get a good like 15-20% of that movie like.
But that's why like I give props to like I don't know if any of you've seen like the Obi-Wan trailer.
I've seen a little bit.
And I've seen the first 2 episodes. That the whole trailer only shows everything from the first 2 episodes.
but
So and I feel like that's better than.
But
you know.
so what some studios do is what they'll do is they'll take most of the deleted scenes and they'll change it. And they'll put those into it. So, like, you're still showing part of the movie and it's still interesting, but it's the parts that they cut. So then it's like, or not exactly the parts that they cut, but parts will be different. So, like, it doesn't seem as, like, you're watching the entire movie. But I don't remember the last legitimate, like, trailer I watched that I was like, I'm interested in this movie. That Jordan Peele movie that's coming out.
Nope.
The Nope.
Yeah. What about Smile?
The trailer seems stupid.
You
oh my god.
Okay,
Well,
you think that's stupid, but like at the
I thought it was clever. It was like
you don't
30
show any,
seconds.
and I'm like, I kind of want to know what that's about.
Yeah,
It's
No,
about
I
people
thought
who
that was
smile.
stupid. No,
They
they-
show people smiling.
I mean,
You
they
don't
should
know
at
the
least
whole
show
plot.
like something.
All right, back to
Bro.
the movie.
Yeah,
Enough
but
with
we
this
need to
trailer
get back to
talk.
the movie, even though trailers.
So
have been,
can I ask my question now?
yes.
Sure.
Was the first Top Gun movie, was its dialogue as campy as this one?
What do
As
you mean as
campy?
campy?
It
that
seems so
mean?
like
Don't
fake.
Fake.
What do you mean? Like, elaborate on that. Like, what do you mean by fake?
It just the dialogue in this movie did not sound authentic at all.
You mean it sounded forced?
No, not forced. It just sounded like a fucking cartoon.
What?
I need you to elaborate.
Yeah,
just
I really
I need you
need
to
you-
clarify just a little bit more.
Let me just give an example. The fucking pool billiards scene
Okay.
where they're all talking around the fucking billiards table comparing dick sizes. I'm like, the fucking one guy who's from
Bob
not Bob, the
Rooster.
hangman. He's like
Okay.
shooting at the pool table and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good." And
It's meant. I think it's meant to.
Speaking
seem,
of which, I was like, dude, that'd be so funny. Like, if he actually just fucking, they showed him missing when he did that.
I'm really good, and it just like, just.
I mean, the whole
scratch
The
point
it.
way
of it
they
is, like-
talk to each other
Yeah,
is
the
like,
whole point of it. Yeah, they're a bunch of hotheads.
anybody followed you as team leader, they'd probably run out of fuel. Cause
So it's
you're a
so
kid.
what you're saying to
Like-
me is it's very obvious now that you've never actually talked to anyone who's in the military.
Is that if that's how people talk in the military? I never want to fucking join.
Well, no,
Yes.
'cause this is obviously dramatized. a
Grant-
lot
Grant
for
doesn't talk
movie's
like-
sake.
Grant doesn't
That's what I
talk-
mean when it's just super campy. I was just like,
I-
people don't actually sound like this when they talk, do they? Like, I don't know.
I'm sure
It's-
some people do. It's just think about it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what these people are. It's
'cause
just
you
a room
Jared-
full
Let me
of
give you another
hotheads.
example. So the scene where Tom Cruise and Christine Connolly are fucking flirting with each other, I'm like, this can't be an actual like encounter between two human beings, right? Like,
I guess you don't know.
I honestly
I
think.
guess I've never talked to women
It
before.
is, it is if you look like Tom Cruise.
I honestly think there's a lot of I mean, as far as comedy goes, a lot of it's well timed. But I think the audience laughed at parts where it was like, I don't think we were supposed to laugh at that. I think it was supposed to just be like a
Some parts they laugh because it was like a kind of reference to the previous movie you probably
Yeah.
didn't understand. So
True.
there was that.
But at the same time, there's I don't know, watching it, remember how we said like the whole like how it's there's that 80s charm to it, like mid 80s charm.
Yeah.
That dialogue is kind of like 80s movies. If you've seen enough of them, it's kind of a little choppy and it's a little kind of like over the top and really cheesy, but at the same time it works back
That's the
then
word I was
and
looking
just
for.
I don't know, like if you're like, I want to make a Top Gun continuation, but I still want that whole like kind of flashiness and 80s feel, then, you know, they kind of nailed it.
It works so well though.
I can't say that they didn't do a good job because the cheesiness fits.
I guess I don't know.
I didn't see any cheesiness that was in this movie.
I don't want to say cheesy, but
it was there during the bar scene.
what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't think that was cheesy though. It's just
I think
Like
it
cliche kind of. It's very much like you've seen it in a ton of other movies, and it's very much the like, I'm proud of you, and then it's like, I knew you always got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the how.
that's just like human interaction though. I don't know. That's just like it's hard to come up with new stuff when there's so much stuff already out there.
it's
that's already been
hard
done.
to, but it's the like a simple head nod or something. I don't know. It's you can see it coming. That's why it's a cliche.
I mean, the thing
but
that's-
cliches are stereotypical and they're everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
thing
the reason
great
why it
about
is.
like this movie and like the previous Top Gun is like that the concept was unique. It wasn't. I mean, obviously this one's been done before because it's a continuation of the last one, but the
It's also 40 years later.
yeah, which is cool, you know. But it's a unique concept. It's like it's something that hasn't been done before. Like a super like top of the line, like best of the best fighter pilot school in the Navy or whatever. Like
Yeah.
like a movie like this just hasn't been like. You look at all the movies nowadays and they're all just like rinse and repeat of like just some other stupid thing like freaking Red Notice and the Lost City and like the Lost City was like one of the most freaking washed up repeated movies I've seen like ever. Like
But
it's
that's-
like if it took all the movies and just shoved it into
That's
one. It
but
was,
that's
like,
the weird.
But that's like the vibe it was going for.
Here's
It's making fun of that.
Here's a weird thing
About
about those.
20
I don't like how is it making fun of it when that's literally what the movie is.
Here's the weird thing about those movies. You can take all of those movies. Red Notice. You can take Lost City.
Yeah.
I thought Moonfall was kind of
Denial.
unique.
Sure, Moonfall is
You
unique.
you
I'll
can take
give it
all
that.
you can take all of those movies, and I hate to say this because it just makes me sound like an asshole, and it
Fast
makes
and
me
furious.
well, it makes me sound like one of those pretentious assholes who's like, oh, this video game could have been made by me, and it would have been better. But it's like, in all reality, why do people still make those movies? Who are they catered to?
Dude, because everybody still watches them.
Who are they Because the thing is like
Like,
for
why do you
instance,
think they milk?
Uncharted. The only reason why that movie doesn't fall in the realm of like obscurity and just like being just like a whatever throwaway movie is because it's based off a video game, and you just reel in people who are like, I played all the video games and I want to go watch this movie because it's a
I
Saturday.
actually
night."
disagree with that, but
Do you really?
yeah.
No, I agree. And it's that. And it's
You
also,
can't have high tier actors like Tom Holland and what's his
Mark
face?
Wahlberg?
And Mark Wahlberg and have it be like, oh, it's kind of a flop.
Yeah, but then you have Red Notice and you have Ryan
Fucking
Ryan
a Netflix
Reynolds
movie.
and The
Oh.
Rock. But
Netflix is literally failing right now because they put all their money into their classic movies, and so everybody's like dipping. You know, they're like,
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then there's just I don't know. A lot of that's just what I see nowadays, and that's why I kind of like this movie because obviously it was a sequel to the previous one, but it's just the concept, like the movie itself, just hasn't really been done before. Like, where have we seen this cool action-packed movie of people in fighter jets doing dog fights and a bunch of hotheads and
I mean, like
Tom Cruise.
I mean, there's military movies, obviously.
Yeah, but like none of them are like this.
No, I don't think there's
Like this
ones
exact
like it
concept.
that do the stunts that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's just a nice like another one example where they're pretty much milking as much money as possible is probably the Jurassic Park series.
Okay,
Like,
so that's
how many movies have they made from that?
There's
now?
not. Aren't there more Jurassic
they're only
World
making
movies now?
they made the first trilogy, and now they're gonna make a second trilogy. It's
So,
just the final movie.
there's a couple series that do that, but like
Star
so
Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
not Jason Bourne. Why the fuck was I thinking? Oh, I guess kind of Jason Bourne because they made a bunch of different movies, and then the last one they made was kind of good. So it was kind of like they tried over and over, and then they eventually got it right. But then you can look at James Bond. Even though the last one wasn't great, they still it evolved into something pretty good, and it looked good. It was a little, but and then the Mission Impossible one, like it's very kind of whatever, and then you get to the newer ones and you can tell that they have more money.
They need more things like Morbius, dude. That's all I'm saying.
We need the Morbius franchise.
We need the Morbiverse.
Need it.
Stop. Sony's gonna take you seriously.
Somebody is going to take us serious.
They already have.
Sony.
They already have.
Dude, they're gonna be like Disney with Avatar and be like, okay, Avatar 2, Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar
Morbius
5.
into the Morbimus.
Dude, how can you plan up to Avatar 5?
They already have?
Yeah. Avatar 5 has a set due date.
Are we gonna be
Avatar-
alive
wait,
for
what?
that?
Avatar 5. 5, the 5th movie.
Are we gonna live to see Avatar 5?
Yeah, it's like 2030.
2023.
Fuck
I-
that.
Okay, I don't know, because I told Dylan this.
Yeah, they're
and-
already making Avatar 3.
But Dylan was like,
It's like,
Dylan was like, I
You better
understand.
hope Avatar 2 doesn't bomb.
Here's it. No. But that's something about Avatar 2. So you watch Avatar 1, right? Back in 2000, I don't know, 8. 2006 or
Wait, no. It was like
2006? Hold up.
That was a-
2012. It was 2012.
Hold on, I want to find the exact date.
I remember
So,
seeing it in the theater when it came out.
2009.
Okay.
2009. So it was a ways back.
Here's Wally.
The movies released in 2009, like the movies it had to go up against. Hold on, just give me a sec.
Iron Man.
Yeah, in
Oh, yeah, Iron Man.
but,
Wasn't
like,
that 2008?
the suit
Maybe.
for Iron Man 1 looked pretty good, but like the movies it had to go up against, like, I mean, 2012.
Monsters vs. Aliens.
Hell yeah.
Fucking movie
Oh
of the
my
year.
Like,
fucking
That's the
God.
best.
2012 was okay. District 9 was okay as far as from like a visual a CGI like standpoint, but like
Battle of Los Angeles.
there it's from 91 or like 1989. But anyway, at the time CGI was not as like advanced as it was now, but now you have Avatar 2 that's coming out when like all of these other movies have come out with extreme realism in their CGI. How is the one thing that it was known for and was banking on, how is it gonna hold up? Because that's the thing.
Because I'm going to be honest, from the trailer, it doesn't look like much is improved.
Storyline wise,
Visually. 'Cause-
Avatar 1 was very just kind of
The story was bland, but what I'm trying to say is they perfected the CG in Avatar 1. How the fuck are they going to step it up in Avatar 2?
yeah. How did we get on this topic?
Exactly.
know.
We should get back to.
I don't even know.
Speaking of good CG,
It's not about
fucking
Tom Cruise's
like
teeth.
I was really dumbstruck to like, cause the entire time I'm thinking, what is real and what is not? Because they're in actual planes during some scenes, but
Yeah.
so many of the shots could have actually been taken though. Like every
when he's-
single shot with the
Yeah.
planes could have been a camera
screen.
from green. Probably I don't know. Shut
But
up.
that's good. That's
Shut up.
that's good visual effects is making it.
It all looked the real shots looked so good, and the CG looked so good. I couldn't tell them apart from real shots.
So that's like it's a rule of thumb isn't the right word, but there are things that look so good because there are things wrong with them. So like the best way to get a perfect like CGI shot is by making it look imperfect. Like you have like not a lens flare because you never get lens flares in real life, but like focus adjust or something, or like stuff like that. Like you're like, oh, it's like it's really there.
The reason why I also say that is like it's also got to do with motion.
Yes, but that's
It's,
what
it's like so the motion of the planes themselves
Ocean of the Ocean.
didn't look uncanny. It doesn't bridge over that line of uncanniness.
No.
It all looks very authentic. The only thing that actually looked bad were the Tomahawk missiles. Those were you could easily tell the Tomahawk missiles when they were flying past the plane.
Oh, you mean
and
the
when you
SAM
saw-
missiles?
They were called Tomahawk missiles. The one that shot from the ship.
Oh.
Those were fake.
No, those
are
didn't.
totally CG.
Oh, really? You
But
really
it's like-
thought they shot at like fucking 90
I
missiles?
wouldn't expect him to. I wouldn't
Well,
expect him to anyways. But it's like that's the only thing in the entire movie.
I
that
thought it
actually,
looked cool.
Also, the rockets,
little
the,
cool.
the
Yeah.
rockets would
They
have
look
shot
cool,
up
yeah, but-
and went straight
and
down.
I like where they blew up the runway. I thought that looked
And that
pretty
looked
sick.
good.
That did look pretty sick. Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about them was them coasting. It looked a little strange to me.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Because you would have seen a trail behind it. They wouldn't have just coasted because they just would have tanked.
They literally just look like floating Advil pills.
Again, I mean, like, I don't care.
It's
Like,
you wouldn't
I just
care.
don't care.
Yeah, you
I
would.
feel like you guys spend way too much
You
time
wouldn't
on things
care.
that don't matter.
This is a garbage movie. Terrible Tomahawk
that was the only
missiles.
thing I've nitpicked on this.
No,
movie.
I'm just
I've
saying.
been a good
I-
sport.
You know, it's
this
a
whole
pretty good
time.
movie.
That's
When
it.
the only things that we can think about that's bad about it is
Like
some
the occasion
spotty
of-
CG, which I don't even think was spotty at all.
There's
I couldn't
hardly
tell
any
anything.
in this show. In this movie. That's the thing.
You
the
can
visuals
tell
in this movie are so good.
You can tell the things that aren't real are not real. Like, you know the SAM missile launchers aren't real, and like that, but like they still look pretty good.
Yeah, they look great.
Like, but you would be able to distinguish them between that and a real picture. You'd be like, that one, because that one doesn't look as real. But like, it still was good. I liked that you could see the G-force on the people's like faces, and you could feel the struggle.
They did
The
it right.
visual stress on Tom Cruise's face.
It wasn't just them sitting in a seat going Mach 10
You know,
without
that's-
any effects.
But that's the
You know
thing
the
about
one
action
scene-
movies. As for an action movie where the first half they are not up against any sort of other they're not in a dogfight, they're not shooting at anything. Like it's technically considered to be an action movie. For the first half, for a movie where they barely fight anybody in the first half, like, and still make it intense, that's very good.
Like, I wouldn't say that the story was perfect. It's a good story. It functions. What really does this movie for me is how they build up the stakes. They build the stakes in this movie, the conflict so well.
What do you?
Because because they're building up the stakes. The whole movie just stressed me the fuck out. Because the way they convey the difficulty of the mission, where it's like it's so impossible, and we have to watch these characters try to perform these impossible tasks. Actually, is the way they went about doing that was very convincing, and got me really invested in what was going to happen in the end. Because I'm like,
So it was
How
a
the fuck are
perfect
they-
story.
well, it's not the story itself. It's just like the fucking.
I don't think any story is perfect because you can find.
The story is
Well, then
this.
don't use the word perfect then, because you can't reach it. I mean,
No.
I don't know.
It's not like a fantastic story. It's good. The
It has
great
a better
part of
storyline than most movies I've seen lately.
It is what
Yeah,
you
true.
would expect
But-
from this movie.
the story is this. They have to. Tom Cruise basically just has to train these pilots to do an impossible mission, basically. And the way they go about doing that, the way they go about like setting those stakes and building up that tension was perfect. That was flawless.
Yeah.
Just
Like
know.
like out of just out of like in 2022, right? So far, what would you say this movie would be out for movie of the year so far?
I'd
Yeah.
say off visuals
I would say yes.
alone, yes.
Because I like what else would you think would even be up
You
for
know what
movie
my
of the year
answer
right now?
is.
The
Shut the fuck
weight
up.
of massive talent.
No. Morbius.
Morbius.
We did miss a pretty good chunk of movies, though. I will admit.
The Northman. We didn't do the Northman.
You-
I went and saw the
Listen,
Northman.
they can get mad at us for that, but we have like 2 TV series that we have to be watching at the same time. Because not only do I have to finish watching Stranger Things, but I have to start watching Obi-Wan, which I don't want to say I wasn't excited for, but like I didn't jump out of my seat when I realized that it was coming out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
But that was just because I wasn't keeping
No,
track.
today.
Also, I
was yesterday.
wasn't excited for Obi-Wan.
Came out today.
I wasn't as excited because I didn't know what it would be, and I didn't watch the trailer. But I didn't watch the trailer because I don't watch trailers anymore.
I was
Alright,
kind of just bummed because they kind of knocked down the TV rating of it. so it appeals to a younger audience, which is
Let's,
fine. But I don't know. That kind of fucking babies it. I don't know.
Let's get to some closing remarks here. Some closings on this movie.
There's only so much we can say about this. I can't. That's the thing. Our longest podcasts are the ones that
Where
I
we
literally.
sit there and nitpick and
It's
make
the
fun
ones
of
where
movies.
I drop my pants on the floor and take a shit on the table.
Here's the thing. I can
This is a great
ogle-
movie, so we liked it.
I
and
can
we just-
ogle about the action and visuals in this movie all day long, but that's where my likes about this movie end. The soundtrack is literally just the overture in 7 or 8 different renditions, and then every fucking old
There
song
wasn't
from
really supposed to be a
98.9
soundtrack to
WMMO.
this movie.
What?
There wasn't really supposed to be a soundtrack.
I
to
know,
this
which
movie.
is like,
It's done by Hans
you know,
Zimmer.
a movie has a soundtrack. The soundtrack should be good, I guess. It really wasn't for me. I'm sorry, I didn't watch the first movie.
Here's
so.
a question that I had to ask, and I really think it's a stupid question, but I had it because Vicky
Is
was.
this a I didn't watch the first movie question, or is this like a?
This is about the cast. This is about one specific actor.
Oh.
Hangman.
I know it's for the fact that his dad had it in the previous movie. Do you like Rooster's mustache?
I think it's fine.
I think it's hot.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
looks just like the.
Vicky's
like
got the right idea too. She's biting
ignoring
her lower
Looks
lip.
just like his character.
ignoring the fact that his dad had it. If it was just a like director's choice for him to have that mustache.
Yes,
It's fine.
absolutely,
Really?
100% yes.
I think it's because I got so used to his face without facial hair, and I've been like that's
Whiplash boy, all grown up.
that's all I thought of the entire time. You gotta watch Whiplash.
As soon as he hopped on the piano, I'm like, play Whiplash, play Whiplash.
I mean, the whole time I was thinking, like, dude, he looks exactly like his character's dad.
And I was just thinking like, that's crazy that like he's a pretty big actor too. It's crazy that he just so happens to look like Goose from the original Top Gun. They were like,
Which
hey.
is definitely like when they saw him and they're like, oh, like
He's
this
it.
is what we're building the script around.
Oh,
I'm sure.
You have to, because like,
100%.
for one, he's one of the main characters, and he's also a big name actor.
Yeah,
It's like that's perfect.
I loved all the actors they got to do all the pilots.
Except for Hangman.
I didn't hate a single one. I thought he did a great job.
He's the.
I will admit,
direct
he did a really good
representation-
job at making me hate him.
Exactly.
You didn't
So he
watch
did a good
character-
job.
Yeah. You didn't watch the first
I
one.
know,
that's,
but I just
that's what Iceman was in the first one.
really,
Oh yeah,
bruh.
that's what Iceman was like in the first one. Completely like
Same
exact.
personality.
Yeah, exact same. Exact same.
I will say Miles
What was the
Teller.
budget for this movie?
153 million.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I will say
Thought it'd be
Miles.
higher.
Me too.
I mix up Miles Teller and like 3 other actors up all the time. The main character from 13 Reasons Why, and the main actor from Ready Player
Don't
One.
look anything alike.
Oh, you're right. He does look like.
I don't.
Maybe
I
not the
didn't
guy.
even-
looks
Maybe
like
not
the
the
Ready
guy from
Player One
13
guy.
Years, but Ready Player One is the one that I always think
I
of.
didn't see that.
Who's that? What's that?
I don't
guy's name?
freaking know.
So I read on
He could be
here
related,
also.
dude.
I read on here also they paid the U.S. Navy about $11,000 per hour to like use the fighter jets and stuff like that they had.
It'd be a lot cheaper than just buying a jet off right.
I think so. I mean, plus they've been decommissioned since 2006 anyways. So the F-14s that they were using. So
I was wondering why they
Yeah,
didn't.
so
use
they're just
Raptors.
gonna
I read
dump
this on
them
the
in the
internet.
ocean anyways.
yeah, I read this on the internet. I don't know if it's true, but that's just what I saw.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't understand that situation. The entire time I was wondering, like, bro, where are the F-22 Raptors at?
In commission and currently
Like, bro,
millions and millions of dollars.
where are the
Currently
Raptors at,
in
bro?
use.
Like, our Raptors are way cooler than whatever the enemy planes were. Fucking
Do we know what time period this took place in?
the 1800s.
Like
What do you mean
a
by time? What do
special
you mean by
kind of
time
stupid.
period?
So like how much longer after the first? Top
like
Gun
I'm
movie?
assuming just 2022.
2012.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean,
Why wouldn't it?
they're old. I don't know what other way. I
Also,
What do you
did
I
they
can't
ever
shut
like
up.
specify who
That's
the
the guy
enemy
from Ready
was?
Player One.
No.
no, I'm just
No?
looking at actors that look alike.
They
Sorry.
did that for
It's
a
just a bunch
reason.
of white
'cause
people.
Usually they'd just be like, "Oh, it's Russia." You can't exactly.
We can't really do that right now.
You can't say it's. You can't really say it's anyway. It's like unnamed. That's why they said it's our enemy.
Yeah.
But how
Did they say
can?
Ukrainian?
No.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
not
You
our
think they
enemy.
would say
I'm pretty sure
Ukrainian?
I've heard that, but I guess not.
How convenient was it for them to find an American F-17 or not F-17 F-14 that was
Maybe
just
the
kind
enemy
of
was American?
Wasn't it a
chilling?
Tomcat?
Even still, it was American. It was from
Yeah, it
the
was American
80s.
Tomcat.
How
the
did
ones that fold out the wings?
How did they? How did? That was the only gripe that I actually legitimately was like,
I
really?
think that's actually more realistic than anything.
For them to find an American jet in the middle of like
Yeah,
the fuck
because
nowhere.
do you know how much shit we sell to the enemy? like
I-
they have a ton of our guns. Like,
Yes,
they have
but
a
they would
ton
also
of our stuff.
But they would also relabel literally everything
I mean, who
if they're
cares?
keeping it in their hangar anyway.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but we couldn't know who it is, so they can't label.
But if
it.
they're able to afford fifth generation jets, then they wouldn't be buying from us. They'd be manufacturing their own jets.
Listen,
Apparently-
obviously the enemy
movie.
was located in the province of Delaware.
I legitimately, Zach, I mean this in the nicest way. I hate that fucking excuse.
it's a
Excuse.
movie,
That it's a movie.
they can't show like they.
Yeah, they can't.
like
be
you
"Oh,
said.
this is Russia.
Yeah, you can't. They
Germany
can't
or-
be all in Russia because I'll tell you right there, the enemy is Russia. It's like
I know, but I'm not
Listen,
saying in
Schneider,
this
this is-
specific case.
This is real life. We can't be in Russia right now.
There's certain gripes that like I can use that. I'm not saying in your case. Like when you say it most of the time, it's because I'm being an ass and like I'm finding something to complain about. But what I'm saying is like when people use it for like really like stupid reasons and they're like it's just a movie, you know, it doesn't have to make sense. Why like I don't know. Actually, let's not. Let me not open
Just
that
debunk
can of
your
beans.
own- your
No,
own
I was gonna open up another
stance.
can of beans that was already opened, and I closed it because it
Open
was
them.
like no.
I love
We're
beans.
almost done. I want to get the ratings done because I'm
Have
tired.
you ever had Great Northern beans?
Nick, I will actually.
Dump some beans on your doorstep, dude.
Your car,
fucking eat them.
your car came here blue. It will leave red.
dude,
So you're
honestly,
gonna say like brown, like you're gonna take a shit
No,
on it?
you don't know what's gonna
I
happen.
will shit on your car in ways that'll confuse
All right,
you.
everybody, let's do the thing where we write down the rating on your phone.
just remember we're allowed to vote.
We are.
Not that it matters.
Not that it matters.
Shut the
Before you guys
fuck
do
up.
anything,
It's true. There's gonna be a civil.
Does it though? Be honest. Does it though?
I really,
doesn't
I don't. As much as people are like, "Man, you should be a patriot and you should remember that." You know what? Let me not.
What's up, Vicky?
Schneider, who
We
you
saw
gonna
the
vote for
shadow
this
on
year?
the
I looked
table.
it up.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna
was
vote for the
trying to
exact
find a
opposite.
shit.
I'm just kidding.
I was trying to find like they mentioned an enemy in this movie, and someone like pointed out that like it's supposed to be based off of like Russian stealth fighter jets. They didn't really mention it, but
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I'm
based
pretty.
roughly off
You
of
you
them.
can guess it. It's and like, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Because apparently those are who like operate fifth generation aircraft.
Listen, we've been
Apparently.
mad at Russia for so long that just like I think they've accepted it. Excuse me. Does everyone have a number?
I have a number.
Yeah, do I have to pull it up? I feel like this shit's stupid. I'm not gonna change it because I see other people's numbers.
Zach, it is well worth doing this, and if you don't, I will know because I can tell when you're lying to me.
Okay, hold on.
You better not be lying to me.
All right, what are we doing? Are we revealing it one by one, or what?
Sure, why not?
All right, Zach, you wanna go first?
Hold on. No, you go first.
All right, everybody, I gave this movie a 9.5 out of 10. The camera's not even on me.
Vicky!
A 9.5 out of 10.
That looks like a 9 through 5.
It might be.
I give it 9 through 5.
That's
That's
really
a
might
that's
be.
a 9 to 5 job.
You can never
Yeah,
shut
yeah,
up.
it's good enough. But yeah, 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. You know, nothing really wrong with it at all. Action was awesome. I'm definitely gonna watch this again. I definitely recommend you to watch it. Nick, go. It's not bad.
Can you even see it? Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
They can't see the
Why
Goofy
does it
8
have
though.
arms and legs?
His name's Phil.
Dope, Nick.
Give it a Stock.
No, good. Good, he changed it. Okay. The first
No, don't tell
quote
him.
unquote number
The
he
first
saw
picture on
was a
his
little
laptop was
interesting.
Morbius.
Why? What is that on?
Yeah.
It was Tom Cruise's feet.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it's my turn. You know, that's
What is that?
No way,
Zach
dude.
gave it a
that's a
10.
Ben 10,
Bruh.
baby. That's a
Bruh.
Ben 10. What?
Cringe.
Cringe? Whatever, mate. Yeah, I give it a fucking a 10.
Ow! God, that was so loud.
Was it really?
Yes, it was like the loudest thing. It was like the sharpest noise ever.
10.
All right, so our editor Nick's gonna pop up the final rating of the movie because I think we're all.
Well,
really lazy.
isn't Vicky gonna give it something?
Oh, did you get it, Vicky?
Oh, sure. Hold on.
Remember, Jack gave it 9 through 5, so you gotta average that out.
You know.
There you go.
Vicky gives it a 9.
Cool. Why'd you
Awesome.
do that? Didn't even show.
She showed us. It's
That's
proof
all
we
that
saw
Where's
it.
the camera?
Yeah, Vicky's not doing the math.
Gotta turn your
What are
camera
you
on.
doing?
I'm looking at IMDb.
All right, everybody. I think that concludes our podcast for today. If you enjoyed this movie and this podcast, or just enjoyed this podcast, or maybe even didn't enjoy this podcast,
Jack, you're not talking into the mic.
let us know down
Thank
in
you.
the comments below. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Helps us out. Helps us watch more movies. Maybe get a better studio with a couch,
fucking
like Nick's
good.
always wanted. And yeah, if you guys
And remember, kids.
The only reason
I'm
why I will. Can you scoot back? Sorry, it was just in the shot. I'm sorry. I just saw it and I kept on staring at it. Go ahead, Jack. I didn't mean to interrupt
I'm
you.
done.
I saw it. I just didn't. It like look. It's in the shot.
Maybe I like it in the shot.
All right, Jack.
Now I really
let's see
can
what you-
speak.
Let's see what opinion.
Jack's got the big mic. Oh,
Here you go, buddy. I got you one. Oh no, it's focused on my hand.
Thanks.
put it in my mouth.
Gayest thing you said all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right.
I am.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
And remember,
we'll catch
kids.
you in the next podcast.
Remember, kids.